and a warm welcome to Kogi in Focus, the weekly news digest that beams searchlight on happenings within Kogi, the Nigeria's confluence state. I am Khadijat Mohammed. In today's edition, Kogi governorship dispute. Supreme Court slates August 31 for judgment. Kogi senator trains youth on ICT and repairs. And the state and entire Kogi East Kingdom loses a great king. These and many more when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back. The Supreme Court on Tuesday, August 27, fixed August 31 to deliver judgment on two separate appeals that are seeking to nullify the election of Governor Bello of Kogi State. A 7-man panel of justices of the Apex Court led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Ibrahim, okayed the appeals for justice after all the parties adopted their final briefs of argument. The appeals were brought before the Apex Court by the People's Democratic Party and its governorship candidate in the state, Musa Wada, and the Social Democratic Party and its candidate, Natasha Apote. The appellants alleged that Governor Bello of the All Progressives Congress, APC, was not validly elected by the majority of lawful votes cast. They prayed the Supreme Court to set aside the concurrent judgment of both the Kogi State Governorship Elections Petition Tribunal and the Court of Appeal in Abuja, which declined to void the return of Governor Bello by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) as the winner of the gubernatorial contest. Cited as respondents in both appeals were INEC, Governor Bello, and the APC. Meanwhile, the CJN-led panel dismissed a third appeal that was brought against Governor Bello by the Democratic People's Party, DPP, after it was withdrawn by counsel to the party, Mr. M.S. Ibrahim. The Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, paid a courtesy call to the Acting Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Asuku, at the Armed Forces Complex, Defense Headquarters, Abuja. At the meeting, the duo discussed areas of collaboration at ensuring adequate reportage of security and defense issues, with the Acting Director of Defense Information commending the Kogi State government for its commitment to security of lives and property. The Commissioner for Information and Communications thanked the armed forces for contributing immensely to rewriting the security story of Kogi State. He used the opportunity to, on behalf of the governor and the good people of Kogi State, thank the armed forces for supporting the state government to defeat criminality in the state. Fanwo said when the governor came in 2016, Kogi was almost lost to crimes and terror. But today, the governor has rejigged the security architecture to a capacity capable of defeating the criminals. The success was largely due to the support of the armed forces. With the right information, the nation can defeat terror and criminality. He promised to work with him to achieve that. Brigadier General Asuku was delighted to present the Defense Magazine to the Commissioner for Information, Kingsley Fanwo. As part of efforts to rejig the security architecture of the council, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Security Matters in charge of Okene local government, Abdulrazak Muhammad, held a security and strategic meeting with managers of hotels and guest houses in Okene. The meeting was a follow-up on intelligence reports of crime and criminalities in some of the hotels in the guise of social activities, where young girls dance nude at all night. The report showed that cultists, kidnappers, and armed robbers operate freely and use some of these hotels as their venues to hatch criminal plots. The report also indicated the potential danger posed clubs in some of the hotels. After an exhaustive deliberations, the local government chief security officer maintained that all nightclubs or parties or any social gathering at night in any of the hotel or guest houses remain banned. Kogi State House of Assembly has passed into law a bill to make provisions for the Office of the Auditor General for local government areas in Kogi State. It also enacted the Local Government Audit Law and other matters connected therewith 2020. The passage of the bill followed the clause-by-clause consideration by the Committee of the Whole House. The Speaker, Prince Matthew Kolawole, in his progress report said that the bill to make provisions for the office of the Auditor General for local government areas in Kogi State enact the local government audit law was extensively discussed on its general principles and merits and passed for appropriate implementation. The bill, which is geared towards repositioning the state education sector for efficiency, passed through public hearing with necessary inputs by relevant stakeholders. However, a bill for a law to make provisions enacting Kogi State Education Law and other matters connected therewith 2020 was stepped down as the Speaker, Prince Matthew Kolawole, referred the bill back to the House Joint Committees on Judiciary and Justice and that of Education, Science and Technology, having observed certain inconsistency with the bill. The Speaker said the wordings of bill do not meet legal usage. In the meantime, the House has received 2 private member bills sponsored by the member representing Ijumu State Constituency, Kilani Olusola Olumo. The bills were Kogi State Waste Management Bill and a bill for a law to contribute to the promotion of tourism in the state. After laying the bills on the floor of the House, the Speaker, Prince Matthew Kolawole, asked that the bills be taken on another legislative day. "150 youths from Kogi State have benefited from an empowerment program put together by the senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Yakubu Oseni, in collaboration with the state government. The beneficiaries were handed starter packs at the end of a 2-week training program at the Federal College of Education, Okene, where Senator Oseni commended them for their commitment to the program.
If you want society to be peaceful and conducive, you must get people engaged. That is what informed us to bring in people through NIDA to train some of the youth on how to repair phone and computers.
Senator Oseni, who is the chairman of the Senate Committee on ICT and Cybercrime, said recent developments have highlighted the need to build ICT capacity in the state through such programs, which he pledged to continue to be a part of. The packs given to the training participants contained phone repair equipment, iPads, and other accessories needed for the takeoff of their businesses. He commended the beneficiaries for the dedication and commitment exhibited during the program and told them to put their newly acquired skills to maximum use.
That you are being trained in Okene doesn't mean that you must practice in Okene. You can practice in Bello, you can practice in Bello, you can practice in anywhere across the nation. So don't confine yourself. If you have opportunity to go anywhere and practice, go and practice, and the sky will be your limit.
The beneficiaries underscored the importance of the training.
I feel very happy because it is a very rare opportunity that has been given to many youths.
I really appreciate the senator for giving me this opportunity to be here and also to acquire these little skills.
They also said more of such gestures were needed to ensure proper growth and development of Kogi State and its people. Kogi State Governor Bello, in his message released by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, to mark the state creation at 29, the governor commemorated with the people. He says on August 27, 1991, the old Kwara and Benue state gave birth to present-day Kogi State, Nigeria. It was a golden child born at the intersection of the north, south, east and west of Nigeria to be a beacon of hope both to her diverse peoples and to the millions of Nigerians who transit through her as they crisscross the nation. The newborn was endowed from birth with a sufficient wealth of natural and human resources to fulfill her glorious destiny. The richest highlands and lowlands, rivers and rocks, forests and farmsteads, mountains and monuments in the country were found in it. The homeland was literally a royal coronet made of precious metals and encrusted with gemstones of all kinds. At birth, the founding fathers had high hopes that Kogi will become the navel of the nation and the intersection of one Nigeria. 29 years later, while Kogi State journey to be all she can be has been confronted with many obstacles, most of them the result of human fallibility, it cannot be denied that her strategic potentials as a key piece of our nation's march towards development remains undiminished. Over the years, Kogi State has been led by different leaders with different visions and ideas. We salute each and every past leader of the state today, celebrate their triumphs in office, and look toward their mistake for the lessons therein. In 2016, the governor said his new direction administration arrived with a message of awakening and a mission to accelerate their journey to achieve the state's vital objectives. On this 29th anniversary of the state's existence, they celebrate by acknowledging their own modest achievements and renewing their promise to do more. The focus in government is to exemplify Kogi State as a microcosm of the Nigerian state by showing in tangible terms how diversity can be a factor for success in governance and a booster for development. The government's blueprint remains targeted at accelerated development of Kogi State in all her constituencies. Education, health, infrastructure and utilities, job creation and youth engagement, as well as public service and pension reforms remain their core thematic areas. Security, agriculture, tourism and human capital development are special priority embedded throughout the core themes above. As this is a day to celebrate the state and her people, not necessarily themselves, he will not repeat the oft-rehearsed and lengthy list of their accomplishments as a government in this message. Suffice it to say that they gave a great account of their mandate during the first term and are on course to do more in this second. One thing that must be mentioned, however, is that they are in office today as a testament to the great grand things which are possible when there is synergy between Kogais. The governor and the deputy governor led a team of young Kogais across ethnic and religious lines who dare to dream that change is possible with synergy rather than division. Once in office, they took upon themselves the critical duty of social re-engineering to further blur parochial lines, which has done nothing but divide. They have since made a lot of progress in replacing the lip service to unity once prevalent among the people with greater cooperation and integration. No Kogai today needs an introduction to the Ebigo philosophy by which the Ebira, Igala and Oku, as our majority tribes, have embraced a solemn responsibility to model functional oneness for every person and tribe in Kogi State. The coronavirus pandemic has wreaked havoc with the economic and overall welfare of nations. This means leadership at all levels has a much harder time finding money for governance. The Kogi State government has risen up to this challenge and will not relent in crafting new ways to respond effectively to this new normal, as socially, economically and politically disconcerting as it is. Governor Bello assured the people of Kogi State of government's iron-cast resolve to secure, develop, grow and integrate Kogi State and her people into the vanguard of unity, peace and progress in Nigeria. The Nigerian Labour Congress Kogi State chapter has sent a message of felicitation to the government and people of the state on the occasion of the state's 29th year of creation. In a statement signed by Comrade Onu Edoka, State NLC Chairman, says the NLC rejoices with the government and the people of the state for weathering the storm in the last 29 years. According to the NLC, in 29 years, the state has made remarkable progress and development thus far. Express optimism and confidence that the state has the capacity to match up with other states created alongside with it. He commended the dogged determination of Governor Yahya Bello. The NLC says while the state celebrates the anniversary of its creation, it also called on the government to make the payment of salaries and other entitlements of workers a priority. The NLC congratulated the government and people of the state for witnessing yet another anniversary of the state's creation, prayed for peace, progress and prosperity for the state in the coming years, with the welfare of the workers made paramount. If you're just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus. reaching everywhere, informing everybody of happenings in and around the state. For your contribution, event coverage and advert placement and sponsorship, please call the number or reach us through any of our social media handles displayed on your screen. The Commissioner for Works, Abubakar Ohere, has commended Governor Bello's health reform, hails the Chief of Staff, Abdulkareem Mohammed Jamil, Federal Medical Outreach Program. Abubakar Ohere, who described it as amazing, unprecedented and high level of political will, the commitment of Governor Yahya Bello on the massive turnaround of the key infrastructure, particularly in the health sector across the state. He commended the governor for prioritizing the healthcare centers and funding the bills of the less privileged within and outside the country. The sustenance of this monument, according to Ohere, has now led to the massive turnaround in the health sector infrastructure that they are currently witnessing today, and the appropriate legislative framework that will make them work better and serve the people right. Ohere, who made the remarks while inspecting the ongoing civil works at the State Specialty Hospital, Lokoja, and Okene Reference Hospital, expresses satisfaction with the scope and level of works currently going on at the two sites. He further directed the contractors to adhere strictly to the approved design and safety standards. Ohere also noted the generosity of the Chief of Staff to Governor Pharmacist Abdulkareem in his effort at providing free medical health care support services to Kogites, particularly for the cancer patients, as tremendous and worthy of emulation by all. This is the kind of services he said he also enjoyed others, and he is aware how expensive they could cost. Commissioner of Works pointed out that Governor Bello administration has made great impact in the health sector by implementing health reforms such as Kogi State Health Insurance Scheme, Kogi State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Bello Cares Initiative, and above all, Okene Reference Hospital Bill, recently passed into law by the Kogi State House of Assembly. Ohere expresses joy over the kind gesture Asuku recently extended to one Mrs. Onyi Moses from Ozuja, Ohere in Okene local government, who was diagnosed with breast tumor. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has commended the former governor of the state, Captain Idris Ichalawada, for his humble and human leadership style, saying that his brand of politics without bitterness would remain a source of inspiration to many of today's politicians. The governor stated this in a birthday message sent to the former governor and personally signed by him, to felicitate with Captain Wada, who clocked 70 years of age on Wednesday, 26 August 2020. The letter reads, "On behalf of my family, the government and good people of Kogi State, I heartily felicitate with my predecessor and father, Captain Idris Ichalawada, on the occasion of his 70th birthday anniversary. It's no doubt a great milestone in the life of any mortal that is privileged to witness his or her 70th birthday anniversary in good health. I would like to say that your humble and human leadership style and your brand of politics without bitterness remains source of information to many of us today. The history of Kogi State will be incomplete without a mention of your contributions to its developments and growth as governor of the Confluent State for 4 years. As you clock 70 years on earth today, I pray that the Almighty Allah will continue to keep you in sound health to continue to contribute to the development of our state and country at large." Three people have been arrested by the police in Kogi State over their alleged connection with the killing of Yemisi Baderu, wife of the chief imam of Stereo community in Ijumu local government area. A witness said the woman was murdered last Thursday night in her home in the presence of her husband and children. The assailant allegedly attacked her with a cutlass. The Kogi State Police Command confirmed the arrest, saying that the suspects are undergoing interrogation to determine their level of involvement in the incident. The police spokesman, DSP William Aya, said police authorities have arrested 3 suspects connected with the attack and an investigation has begun. Senior Special Assistant on Security in Ijumu local government area, Taufik Issa, visited the community on Saturday. He condemned the attack, describing it as heartless and brutal. Prince Ocholi Idakwo, son of His Royal Majesty Ata Igala, Dr. Idakwo Ame Oboni, has announced the transition of the Ata. He made the announcement at the palace while addressing the press. He said the Ata joined the ancestors on the 27th of August 2020. He thanked the people for their support and prayers. Prince Ocholi described his father as a man of action and one who was passionate about upholding the rich culture of Igala. Meanwhile, sympathizers have begun to troop into the palace to register their condolences. Kogi State government announces the passing on of the Ata of Igala and Chairman, Kogi State Council of Chiefs, His Royal Majesty Michael Idakwo Ame Oboni II. It is with absolute submission to the divine will that the Kogi State government announces that the chairman of the Kogi State Council of Traditional Rulers and the Ata of Igala, His Royal Majesty Michael Idakwo Ame Oboni II, has passed on to the great beyond. In line with Royal Igala tradition, the palace has made it known that the royal father joined his ancestor on August 27, 2020. The late Ata of Igala was a great man indeed, and often ahead of his time and institution in thinking and action. He ruled with great courage and the fear of God. He was fiercely loyal to his people throughout his lifetime and used the revered throne of the ancient Igala kingdom to foster friendship and partnership for his domain and for Kogi State. His Royal Majesty's most enduring legacy will include his avid support as chairman of the Kogi State Council of Traditional Rulers for this administration signature initiative to replace competition and rivalry with cooperation and integration as the basis of engagement amongst the diverse ethnic nationalities in Kogi State. He will be remembered for leading royal fathers across the state on a visit to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, on June 19, 2019, where they added their voices to the governor's urgent call for federal attention to some crucial needs in Kogi State then, such as disaster management, release of special funding, and provision of sundry infrastructures. It is a measure of the respect accorded the delegation that Mr. President responded with favorable actions soon after. The late royal father advocated for rapid industrialization of Igala land and the Kogi East Senatorial District throughout his lifetime. He believed that widespread penetration of electricity was key to achieving this objective. Fortunately, he found a willing partner in Governor Yahya Bello and lived to see Project Light Up Kogi East, a project of the administration designed to expand electricity infrastructure and supply into all the local government areas of his kingdom, reach advanced stages of implementation. The departed Ata established his own legend by his progressive words and deeds while on the throne. In due course, the Kogi State government will immortalize him in a befitting manner, but most importantly, government will continue to honor the memory of this pragmatic leader by sustaining rapid development as the bedrock of governance in Kogi State. His Royal Majesty Michael Idakwo Ame Oboni II will be sorely missed. We console his family, the great Igala people, and all of Kogi State on this great and irreparable loss. Similarly, President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with government and people of Kogi State over the transition of the monarch of the Ata Igala, Michael Ame Oboni II. In a condolence message signed by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, Buhari described the monarch as a man of peace who devoted his life and reign to the unity and progress of his people, Kogi and Nigeria. Buhari said that the 27th Ata Igala would be greatly missed for his wise counsel and reputation for honesty, urging his subjects to sustain as achievements he recorded during his 8-year rule. He prayed God to console the family of the deceased and grant his soul eternal rest. Ata Oboni II, the paramount ruler of Igala Kingdom and President, Kogi State Council of Chiefs, passed away on Thursday in Abuja after a brief illness. He was aged 72. This is where we wrap it up on a sad note. Until next week, same time, same station, please continue to do to others what you want them to do to you. I am Khadijat Mohammed, saying goodbye.